Hey there. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating essay that claims to pull back the curtain on 8 profound truths, what the author calls heavenly secrets, that are quietly shaping our lives every single day.
You know, have you ever just had that feeling that there's some deeper logic to the universe? Like a set of unwritten rules that are influencing everything from our luck to our happiness? It's a question that people have been wrestling with forever.
Well, an author named Su Feng actually decided to write down an answer. He lays out these 8 principles he calls heavenly secrets. Think of them as fundamental cosmic laws that he believes really dictate the course of our lives. So, you know what? Let's break them down. All right, first up, we have what he calls the laws of cosmic balance. This first batch of secrets is all about the universe's natural push for equilibrium, kind of like a constant cosmic balancing act. So this first secret is kind of like a paradox. On one side, it says the more you give, the more you get back. The author connects this to what he calls the law of zero sum of positive and negative energy. The basic idea is that energy has to flow. Because on the flip side, if you only take and never give, you actually hold on to less of your fortune. It seems like real wealth comes from putting things into circulation, not just hoarding it all for yourself. The sixth secret really builds on this whole idea of balance. It's pretty straightforward. The more stuff you have, the more you have to worry about. And, maybe, the further away you get from actual happiness. The author sees this as the cosmic symmetry and balance mechanism in action. A great way to picture it is a Tai Chi symbol. Every light part has its dark counterpart. And in the same way, every single thing you own comes with its own little bit of baggage. Okay, this next set of secrets gets into a really powerful idea, that our outer world is basically a direct mirror of what's going on inside of us. This is what the author calls the soul's reflection. The second secret, well, it doesn't pull any punches. It suggests that a life that's just full of suffering and frustration isn't random. It's actually a reflection of what the author terms an ugly soul. He frames this as the cosmic cause and effect mechanism doing its thing, meaning our inner state directly creates our outer reality. But of course, like we said, the universe loves balance. So the fifth secret is the hopeful flip side of that coin. A beautiful soul, one you build through positivity and optimism, will naturally draw a beautiful future to it. The author calls this the law of attraction. And it really boils down to this. The energy you send out into the universe is the exact same energy that's going to find its way back to you. So next up, let's look at how our outward expressions, everything from the words we say to even how we look, are tied in to these deeper principles. Now, the fourth secret gives us a pretty serious warning about the power of what we say. The author makes the case that for most of us, talking more actually does more harm than good, to other people and to ourselves. In an age where we're all communicating 24/7, that's a pretty wild idea to think about. And to make this point really clear, he uses this great metaphor. He says, imagine a factory that's run really badly. The more stuff it churns out, the more mistakes and defects it creates. He argues our words are just like that. Talking all the time isn't a sign you're wise, it's a sign you're shallow. Real insight comes from thinking carefully, not from just opening a floodgate of words. This brings us to a really fascinating and maybe a little controversial secret, the connection between our inner life and how we look on the outside. The third principle says that a beautiful appearance is the result of a perfect life structure, basically an inner life that's in order and aligned with the Tao, which you can think of as the natural flow of the universe. And on the other hand, any flaws in that inner world will show up on the outside. It's a pretty deep idea, connecting inner peace to outer form. So, with all these big cosmic laws floating around, how are we supposed to actually live? Well, this last section gives us 2 core pieces of advice for trying to walk the path wisely. And here we are at the last 2 secrets, and they're all about practical guidance. The 7th is a warning against our own ego, that feeling of being absolutely 100% certain that you are right. That's the surest sign you've actually wandered off the path, off the Tao. You know the old saying, the loudest person in the room is often the one who knows the least? And finally, secret number 8 reminds us that you can't cheat the journey. The Tao is fair. There are no shortcuts. In fact, if you try to find one, you're only going to make your own path longer and a whole lot harder. And there you have it, 8 heavenly secrets for navigating life, covering everything from cosmic balance to what's going on inside of you to the actions you take. Whether you see them as literal laws of the universe or just some really deep philosophy, they definitely give you a lot to think about. So I guess the only question left is, of these 8 secrets, which one really jumps out at you?
Which one will you try to observe in your own life?